Okay, so in this class, we are going to write the code for factory design pattern, that is also known as factory method pattern. And this is a creational design pattern that allows the user or subclasses to alter the type of object that is created on the based of their need. So we define an interface or abstract class for creating an object, and it delegates the responsibility of object instantiation to the user or client code to a specified factory class. Without this factory pattern, we have to use a new keyword, and that also creates a tight coupling between the client and the concrete classes. And if instantiation logic changes or if any new types are added, you have to modify the client code in multiple places, which also violates open close principle. So we'll see how this works and how we can write the code for factory design pattern. So factory design pattern structure is like, we have a first interface that defines the common behavior or contract for all the objects the factory can create. Like, we will first create an interface named as furniture that defines all the methods and the all the functions of an object. So suppose we only take one method, that is make, that only creates a object. So now we will define concrete products classes, the actual implementation of the product interface. Now we can define multiple classes here. So I'm going to define two classes, like Italian furniture, that implements this interface named as furniture. Okay, and this will override this void make method. So we will write the override keyword here and we will comment it out. So we will just override this make method with the message that is displayed on the console. The message would be, this is Italian factory class, or we can say that this is Italian factory object. Because at the end we need to create an object based on the user requirements or user input. Now we will create another class known as Indian, that implements furniture, and it also override that make method public void make, and this will display the message as, this is the object of Indian furniture class, or factory class we can say. Factory class, this is the object of, we will same display here for our convenience. This is the factory of Italian, this is the object of Italian furniture factory class. Okay, so we have implements. So we have written our two of our classes. One is Indian and other one is Italian, and the interface furniture. Now we will write the creator class that contains the core logic that takes an input from the user and decide which concrete product type to instantiate and return. So we will now create our concrete class. We will name it as factory class, and we will and this will return the object of our furniture. So we will, instead of void, this time we will use furniture, and we will use we will use the name of the method as give me object. Okay, so this will take input or parameter as a string, and it will now pass that string. If a equals to null, this will return null. Okay, if a equals to null, this will return null. Now if a dot equals equals ignore case, and this will be equal to Italian, this will return me object of an Italian class. If the string given by the user is equals to Italian, so we will return the object of Italian class, new Italian. And if a dot equals ignore case Indian, this will return the object of Indian class. And now if user inputs user gives an inputs of some user given input of some invalid class, suppose user say French furniture, so we will just throw the exception if we don't have the French furniture factory, so we will just throw exception. We'll just throw new exception of illegal argument, illegal argument exception. Okay, okay, illegal argument exception that says sorry we don't have factory of, we'll add dash don't have factory of a. Okay, so this will display sorry we don't have a factory of and the string given by the user. Suppose user says French, so we will return sorry we don't have a factory of French furniture. Okay, now we will inside our main class we will just you take the user inputs the string, or user gives us a string that will be used to return the type of object we need to return to the user. So this will be our client code, the code that needs the object, and it only interacts with the factory and the product interfaces. And it will remain completely unaware about all the concrete implementation classes. So inside this we will just create a factory. So inside this we have created a object of our factory class, like we have created the object of our factory class, and upon this object we will just call the method give me objects, and we will pass a string. And when we call this method, it will return me a object of furniture class, furniture interface. So I will be storing that object into a furniture interface. So object of furniture interface. So if you are in a furniture object equals to ft dot give me object of class. Suppose I pass Italian. Okay, so I pass Italian. Now based on this user input of Italian, it will just give me the object of Italian class. And also if obj is not equals to null, I will just use a extra precaution. If obj is not equals to null, then only it we will call the make method of this, so that we can see which class which class object is created. Okay, so we will use obj dot make method. Okay, now this should give me an correct output expected. Okay, this if a equals to eq. Okay, so there is a spelling mistake. Equals, let's see. See, This is the object of Italian furniture factory class. So user have passed a string named Italian. So user get an object of Italian class, and that is stored in the variable obj. And if we call the method make on obj, so this statement will call this method make method of Italian class. So if I pass Indian in this Indian, then I will get the uh, output from an Indian make method. This is the object of an Indian factory class. Now if I pass some like French, so it will then display me a exception and saying sorry, we don't have a factory of French furniture. Sorry, we don't have a factory of French furniture. It shows me an exception in thread main. Sorry, we don't have a factory of French furniture. And if I pass null in it and see, let's see. I think same. Sorry, we don't have a factory of null furniture.